In a quiet little village, far from the noise of the city, there lived two frogs. They were not just ordinary friends. They were like brothers. One was big and heavy, slow in his movements, while the other was small, thin, and full of energy. Despite their differences, they were inseparable. Every day they hopped through the meadows, explored the streams, and discovered new corners of their tiny world together. The villagers often smiled when they saw them, for the sight of the two frogs, so different, yet so close, carried a warmth that touched the heart. One warm afternoon, as the golden sun began to set and painted the sky with shades of orange, the frogs set out on one of their usual adventures. They hopped through the dusty village road with no destination, enjoying the peace of the evening. Suddenly, they spotted something unusual, a tall wooden bucket left beside a farmer's barn. The little frog's eyes widened with curiosity. "What do you think is inside?" he asked eagerly. "Perhaps water," replied the bigger frog, "or maybe some food the farmer forgot." Without thinking too much, and driven by curiosity, the two frogs leaped straight inside. But instead of water or food, they splashed into something thick and white. The bucket was full of milk. The frogs tried to climb out, but the walls were tall and slippery. No matter how hard they jumped, they slid back down. Within moments, they realized the truth. They were trapped. At first, both frogs paddled with determination. They kicked their legs, splashed the milk, and tried to think of a way out. Minutes turned into hours. The night grew darker. The air became colder. The big frog's strength began to fade. "We've been swimming for so long," he said in a tired voice. "There is no escape. We're only delaying the inevitable. We will drown here." But the smaller frog shook his head. "No, we can't give up now. We've faced challenges before, and we always found a way. If we keep moving, something will change. Someone might come, or maybe we'll discover a way out. But if we stop, it's over." The big frog tried to push himself a little longer, but despair weighed heavily on him. "I can't. I don't have the strength anymore," he whispered, and with that, he stopped moving. Slowly, he sank beneath the surface and disappeared. The little frog was devastated. His heart ached with grief, but he knew he could not give up. "For you, I will keep going," he whispered to the memory of his friend. Hour after hour, he kept kicking, his small legs churning the milk again and again. He was exhausted, but he refused to stop. Then, something miraculous began to happen. His constant movement was changing the milk. Bit by bit, it thickened. The liquid slowly turned into butter beneath him. The surface grew solid enough for him to rest his tiny body. With one final burst of strength, the little frog pushed himself up and leaped out of the bucket. He was free. But freedom came at a cost. His closest friend was gone. The little frog hopped back toward the forest with tears in his eyes. Life would never be the same again. A year later, the little frog had found a mate and started a family. Every night, as his children gathered around him, he told them the story of their brave uncle, the big frog who had given up too soon. He named each of his children after his lost friend, so his memory would live on. And every evening he repeated the same lesson. Life will test you. Sometimes it feels easier to give up, but as long as you keep trying, there is hope. You may not always win, but you will never know what you are capable of unless you try.